My name is Laura Bennett. I'm 34 years old, and I'm about to tell you the story of how I worked for my family for 10 years without getting paid, and what happened when I finally showed everyone the proof. I was 18 years old when my father sat me down in his office. It was a small office above the hardware store he had owned for 25 years. The walls were covered in photographs. My father shaking hands with suppliers, my father at the ribbon cutting, my father with his employees. "Laura," he said, "you're going to work for the family business. You don't need college. You don't need a degree. You have everything you need right here. You're a Bennett. You belong here." My mother was standing behind him. She nodded. "Your brother is going to take over one day. You're going to help him. That's your role in this family. You're going to be his right hand." I was 18. I had dreams. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to see the world. But I didn't argue. I never argued. I was the good daughter. I was the one who didn't make trouble. I was the one who did what I was told. So I started working at the hardware store. The first year was hard. I worked 50 hours a week. I did everything. I stocked shelves. I helped customers. I answered phones. I did inventory. I cleaned the store. I did all the tasks no one else wanted to do. I didn't complain. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for anything. My father paid me $200 a week. He said it was fair. He said I was learning the business. He said I should be grateful for the opportunity. My brother Mark worked 20 hours a week. He got paid $500. He was 2 years older than me. He didn't work as hard. He didn't do as much. But he got paid more. When I asked my mother about it, she said, "Mark is going to take over the business one day. He needs to save money. You're just helping. You're learning. It's different." I didn't argue. I never argued. The second year was worse. My father gave me more responsibilities. I was now managing the inventory. I was ordering supplies. I was training new employees. I was doing everything except making decisions about the business. I was working 60 hours a week. I was exhausted. I was stressed. I was burned out. But I didn't complain. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for anything. My father gave me a raise. I was now making $250 a week. My brother was making $600. He was working 25 hours a week. When I asked my mother about it, she said, "Laura, you're a woman. You don't need as much money. You'll get married. You'll have a family. Your husband will take care of you. Mark needs to support a family. It's different." I didn't argue. I never argued. The third year was the year I stopped asking questions. I stopped expecting fairness. I stopped expecting anything. I just worked. I worked 60-hour weeks. I did everything. I was the backbone of the business. Everyone knew it, but no one said it. My father gave me another raise. I was now making $300 a week. My brother was making $700. He was working 30 hours a week. I was 21 years old. I was making $15,600 a year. I was working 3,000 hours a year. I was making $5.20 an hour. The minimum wage was $7.25, but I didn't complain. I never complained. I was 23 years old when I decided to quit. I had been working for the family business for 5 years. I had given them everything. I had sacrificed everything, and I had nothing to show for it. I told my father I was leaving. I said, "Dad, I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. I'm burned out. I'm making less than minimum wage. I need to start my own life." He looked at me like I had just told him I was moving to Mars. "Laura," he said, "you can't leave. We need you. The business needs you. You're the only one who knows how to run things. You're the only one who cares." I said, "Dad, I've been working here for 5 years. I've given you everything, and I have nothing. I'm making $300 a week. I can't even afford my own apartment. I'm living with Mom and Dad. I'm 23 years old. I need to start my own life." He said, "Laura, you're being selfish. You're thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the family. The family needs you. The business needs you. You can't just leave." My mother came into the room. She said, "Laura, you can't do this. This is your family. This is your legacy. You can't just walk away." I said, "Mom, I've been walking away for 5 years. I've been walking away from my own life. I've been walking away from my own dreams. I've been walking away from everything, and I can't do it anymore." I quit that day. I walked out of the store. I didn't look back. I moved to a new city. I went back to school. I got a degree. I started a career. I worked hard. I worked harder than anyone else. I had learned how to work hard from 5 years of being exploited. By the time I was 30, I was making $80,000 a year. I had a nice apartment. I had a good life. I had everything I had always wanted. My parents didn't call me. They didn't ask how I was doing. They didn't care. They only cared about the business. They only cared about Mark. I was 32 years old when my father called me. I hadn't spoken to him in 6 years. I didn't expect to ever hear from him again. "Laura," he said, "I need to tell you something. I'm retiring. I'm giving the business to Mark. He's going to take over. He's going to run it. I need you to come back. I need you to help him transition. He doesn't know how to run the business. You do. You're the only one who knows." I said, "Dad, I'm not coming back. I left 6 years ago. I have my own life. I have my own career. I'm not going to help Mark take over the business that was built on my back." My mother got on the phone. She said, "Laura, you can't do this. This is your family. This is your legacy. Mark needs you. The business needs you. You have to come back." I said, "Mom, I worked for the family for 5 years. I worked 60-hour weeks. I made $300 a week. I did everything, and I got nothing. Mark got everything. He got the money. He got the promotion. He got the future. I got nothing. And now you want me to come back and help him? I don't think so." My mother said, "Laura, you're being selfish. You're thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the family. The family needs you. This is what family does." I said, "Mom, family doesn't exploit each other. Family doesn't treat one member like a servant and the other like a king. Family doesn't work one person to the bone and pay them nothing. That's not family. That's exploitation. And I'm done being exploited." I started researching the family business. I wanted to know how much they were worth. I wanted to know how much Mark was making. I wanted to know everything. I found out that the business was worth $2 million. I found out that Mark was making $200,000 a year. I found out that he worked 30 hours a week. I found out that he had never worked a day in his life. I found out that my father had been hiding money. He had been hiding it from the IRS. He had been hiding it from my mother. He had been hiding it from everyone. I found out that I had been exploited. I had been used. I had been taken advantage of, and no one had ever done anything about it. I called the bank. I asked for a copy of all the bank statements from the last 10 years. I knew it would be difficult. I knew it would be complicated, but I had proof. I had the proof of my employment. I had the proof of my hours. I had the proof of my pay. A month later, I received a package from the bank. It was a bank statement from my father's account. It showed a total of $400,000 in withdrawals over 5 years. It showed cash. $400,000 in cash. I called the bank. I asked about the withdrawals. They said they were for company expenses. They said they were for payroll. I said, "Whose payroll? Who's getting paid?" They said, "We don't have that information." I knew. I knew exactly who was getting paid. Mark was getting paid. He was getting paid $200,000 a year, and I was getting $15,000. I was getting exploited. I wrote a letter to my father. I wrote it in my own handwriting. I wrote it from my heart. Dear Dad, I have worked for you for 5 years. I worked 60-hour weeks. I made $300 a week. I did everything. And I got nothing. Mark got everything. He got the money. He got the promotion. He got the future. I got nothing. I have proof. I have proof of my employment. I have proof of my hours. I have proof of my pay. I have proof of everything. I have bank statements. I have records. I have everything. I want to be compensated for my work. I want to be paid for what I did. I want to be acknowledged for my contributions. If you don't pay me, I will take you to court. I will sue you for unpaid wages. I will sue you for exploitation. I will sue you for everything you owe me. This is not a threat. This is a promise. My father called me. He was angry. He was shouting. Laura, he said, you can't do this. This is ridiculous. You're my daughter. You're my family. You can't sue me. You can't take me to court. You can't do this to the family. I said, Dad, it's not about the family. It's about the truth. It's about justice. It's about what's right. He said, Laura, I'm going to give you $50,000. That's the most I can offer. If you don't accept it, I'll take you to court. I'll fight you. I'll win. I said, Dad, $50,000 is not enough. I worked for 5 years. I worked 60-hour weeks. I deserve more. I deserve everything. He said, Laura, you're being ridiculous. You're being unreasonable. You need to accept this. You need to move on. I said, Dad, I'm not moving on. I'm moving forward. And I'm moving forward with a lawyer. I hired a lawyer. She was 45 years old. She had been practicing for 20 years. She specialized in employment law. She said, Laura, you have a strong case. You have proof of employment. You have proof of hours. You have proof of pay. You have bank statements. You have everything. They owe you. They owe you a lot. She estimated that I was owed $200,000 in back wages. She estimated that I was owed $100,000 in damages. She estimated that I was owed $50,000 in interest. We went to court. My father didn't show up. He said he was sick. He said he couldn't make it. The judge ruled in my favor. He ordered my father to pay me $350,000. He ordered my father to pay my legal fees. He ordered my father to pay everything. My father paid me. He paid me the $350,000. He paid me the legal fees. He paid me everything. But he didn't pay me with a smile. He paid me with a sneer. He paid me with a threat. He said, Laura, you're going to regret this. You're going to regret turning your back on the family. You're going to regret everything. I said, Dad, I'm never going to regret it. I'm never going to regret fighting for what's mine. I'm never going to regret standing up for myself. I'm never going to regret being the one who finally said enough. I took the money. I bought a house. I started a business. I built a life. I built a life that was my own. I built a life that no one could take away. I didn't call my parents. I didn't write to them. I didn't see them. I didn't want to. I didn't need to. My mother called me once. She said, Laura, you need to forgive your father. You need to let go of the past. You need to move on. I said, Mom, I've moved on. I've moved on from you. I've moved on from the family. I've moved on from everything. I'm not coming back. I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgetting. I'm just moving forward. She said, Laura, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking the family. You're breaking everything. I said, Mom, you broke me first. You broke me when you made me work for free. You broke me when you gave everything to Mark. You broke me when you didn't care. And now I'm putting myself back together. And I'm doing it without you. If you've ever been the one who worked for free while everyone else got paid, I want you to hear something. You don't have to work for free. You don't have to be exploited. You don't have to be used. You are worth more. You are worth more than they gave you. You are worth more than they said you were. You are worth more than you ever thought you were. You are not their servant. You are not their slave. You are not their backup plan. You are your own person, and you deserve to be paid for your work. My name is Laura Bennett. I'm 34 years old. I worked for free for 5 years, and I got paid. I got paid everything I deserved. If this story made you feel something, drop a comment below. Tell me the word that describes what you feel. Share this video with someone who needs to hear they're not alone. Subscribe for more stories like this. Thank you for listening to mine.